Hey guys, how's it going? This is Jeff coming at you with another Mindset Monday, and today I want to talk about a documentary that I saw over the weekend with my son, and it's online. You can find it anywhere. It's called The Power of Chi, and it's narrated by Morgan Freeman. It's not like a big budget documentary by any stretch of the imagination, but it has a lot of sports figures and people from UFC and people from the NFL and basketball and things like that. So it might be very interesting if some of you are into sports to see how this energetic sort of dynamic plays out in real time. So what the premise is that the Tai Chi has like a powerful connection to energy, and that if you're tapped into it, then you can utilize that energy for your own means or your own benefit in whatever way. And so they have this guy who's like really good at it. And I think that from what I took away from it, you could use it in a bunch of different ways. This guy in particular has enough experience around it and understanding of it that he can use it to pull other people's energy towards him and then redirect it back towards them and use it against them. So he's using it very physically. I think as I've kind of processed what I saw, which was mind-blowing, by the way, I kind of see it as a way to stay in flow. And I've mentioned that many times in these Mindset Mondays that my word for 2022 is to be in flow. And it's really opened up a whole new world of opportunity in how I manage my energy, how I manage the positive and negative influence that are coming into my life on a daily basis, and etc. So it's pretty interesting to see this other perspective on it, but I'm kind of still thinking through how I will utilize it in my everyday life, if you will. And there's actually a component course that goes along with the documentary that I'm going to buy into and just see what they say and how to develop this ability to use this energy. So anyway, the way that they showed the examples of how it's used is they had this Tai Chi master, and he's a younger guy. I mean, he's probably 40 or something from what I could tell. And so he gets with these sports figures that are in the UFC or they've trained in whatever way. There's, the basketball guy's 7 feet tall. The UFC guys are obviously very strong, and the football guys are like linemen and whatnot. So they have certain skill sets that they've developed over the course of their athletic careers in using energy in a specific way. And so I think the normal way to look at it is that if you're going to stop somebody from hitting you, like in a football sense or in a UFC sense, or if you're going to be on the attack, towards someone else, that you're going to use force, and you're going to steel yourself up and like tense yourself up and try to push have a greater force of energy against whatever's coming at you or whatever you're trying to dominate in that sense. But what this guy does is he kind of connects, and he would have like one finger on top of the other person's hand, like they would kind of stand square off together, and then he could put like one or two fingers on top of their fists, if you will, as they're standing in front of him, and then they would kind of start this energetic sort of grappling approach. But as soon as the other person committed too much and went all in with their energy, he could take that energy and push it back towards them, and then they would just go like flying backwards, almost like these UFC guys that are used to fighting and used to using their energy in a very powerful way. This like relatively shorter guy and not trained, he's not super developed or anything, he could push them away by using their own force against them. And then they also had another example where it was the most the strongest man in the world, like he's lifted I don't know how many hundreds of pounds and whatever, all this stuff, and he's massive guy, like bigger than Arnold kind of guy. And so he had his fingers on top of the guy's fists, and he was mentally directing the energy through this guy's body. And as he would think about where the energy was. You could see the guy's muscles moving, like his pecs would flex in certain ways, like up and down his chest, depending on where this guy was thinking he was sending the energy. It was mind-blowing. So I highly recommend that you watch this documentary, because I think that this can play out in a bunch of different ways on our entrepreneurial journey as well. And again, just being in flow more and seeing how this plays out in my own energetic balance, if you will, like how I can sprint in certain ways and be so aware of my energy that, okay, well, now I've sprinted for a week or 2 weeks or whatever that is, then I can step back and kind of go more into a rest mode, but still be productive along that, during that rest time, so that I'm not completely losing momentum. It's like I'm staying in, that's what I mean by flow. It's like I'm staying with the momentum over time, because I'm able to identify, recognize, and manage my energy in a different way. And so I really saw, some mind-blowing things in this documentary. I'll drop the link to the trailer in the description for this video so that you can check out the trailer. At least the movie itself is $5 to rent and $10 to buy. And then the course that's associated with it is, I think, $30. So I'm gonna buy that course and go through that and just see kind of like how they show to develop, this ability, if you will, even though I don't see it as being like some kind of a party trick that I'm gonna do, like be at a party and be like, hey dude, like go to the big guy and like try to redirect his energy and push him backwards or something like that. I'm not going to do anything like that. It's more mental for me. And that's why I'm dropping this into the Mindset Monday, because I think the more awareness that you have about the energy that's flowing through you and how you can utilize it better on a consistent basis to reach your goals and to maintain the momentum and energy that you're creating for yourself, then that is flow, because you're not like sprinting and then falling back and sprinting and falling back. It's like you're sprinting and then you're still going, going down the path at a very high rate, and you're able to reach your goals better. At least that's the way it's working out for me. So anyway, I highly recommend that you check out this trailer. And if you're as into it as I am, you will be mind blown when you see the things that this guy can do against people who have trained their whole lives to use their energy in a certain way. And he's using it in the Tai Chi sense, and he's completely blowing them out of the water just with his mind. It's really bizarre. And I never knew that Tai Chi was like that. I think probably most people who do Tai Chi never reach this level of mastery of their energetic footprint, if you will. I think most of the people who do Tai Chi that I've seen are, older people in the park or whatever, and they're just kind of like flowing through the motions and going through the motions. I think this is true with a lot of modalities like yoga and whatever. Most people are not like tapped into what it was originally designed for from the esoteric standpoint, but they're just going through the motions most of the time. And so I always saw Tai Chi as just like, okay, that's something old people do to keep their balance and, to train so that they don't lose their balance and all of that kind of stuff as they age. But this changes everything that I thought I knew, or I didn't really know anything. I just assumed, changed everything that I assumed about it. So anyway, super cool, super worth an hour or two of your time to go through this if you decide to watch the documentary. I look forward to seeing your comments in the comment section of this video, and I hope that you're able to take something away from this and apply it to your life and to your entrepreneurial journey in real time. And I look forward to hearing about that, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.